Alright guys, part 3. We're trying to get this thing done. So I had to put on hold what I thought I was going to have to do with the heads, but looks like I had to do something different, like I said. So my ARP boats is not coming until the middle of April, but I'm trying to do a car show in the middle of March. So had to go back to factories. Let's get it. Well, they came in, so we're gonna make them happen. Got our head gaskets. I need to put the lifters in and get them CNC heads ready to go in, you know what I mean? And of course, we got the old niced up old lifters ready to go in. Alright y'all, let's get it. Hey, I'm gonna need y'all to like and subscribe. Subscribe, yeah, do that. So we can get this channel going. Without further ado, let's get it. Goes up here. Front. How we do? Just like that. Let me get them bolts like that. Now kick it back in. Alright guys, we got all our bolts in. They're just there. It's time to tighten them down. We're going to tighten them down. Got to torque them to 59 foot-pounds. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, down in there, the funky island head, because my LTs didn't come in, 10. And you do the same thing on the other side, middle to the back, to the front, the very back to the very front on both sides. Get that back down, kick you in. Let's get it. Now that we got those heads torqued down, pain in the butt. You guys get a torque wrench. Make sure you get one with a long bar. It'll help you out royally. On mollies, only way to go. Alright guys, next, we need to get some blue on our rockers. Get our rockers put in. Get them put in. Listen to me. It's a little late. So, get some blue on these. And trinion kit, in case y'all don't know. If you look on a regular rocker on the side, it'll have a slit cut right here, and it'll lock like this is all it'll do. But when you got a trinion kit goes all the way, full thing. Basically, if this nut wasn't in here, you can twirl up trinion all the way around. You can't do one without a trinion kit on that. So when you get the cam with the big lifts, It'll get all the push from the push rods on these rockers. All right, let me get them gooped up and get them in. Let's get it. Make it sit on that push rod and that rocker. There's a little space in between all of them. Make sure it gets in that hole. Don't need much. If I'm not mistaken, I think these are 22, but I'll have to double check and make sure. Of course, I'll post it. In the midst of doing this and watching the ball game, of course, something I should be doing. Hey, I'm out here by myself. That's what I'll do. I'm gonna snug the rest of these down and hit the other side, and I'll kick you back on. Let's get it. All right, guys. We got it gooped up and ready to go on. Now the sequence is, you got 5 bolts on each side for this timing cover. You start at number 2, then you go over here to number 2, then 3, then here, then down to the bottom, then the bottom, same side, here, 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 and that's last. 18 foot-pounds of torque. Let's get it. Alright, next we're gonna start working on these rockers. I need to get it torqued down to 22 pounds foot torque for each one of them. Talked to a dealer, friend of mine, he said torque them down 22, 24 and it should be fine. He's did hundreds of them, so I'm going off what he said. Alright, let's get it. Did 2 rotations of the crank. Double check it. Alright, be looking good. I did both sides. So, I guess what's next? We start putting in this front. I gotta cut the valve covers for some brackets, but it's neither here nor there. I gotta put that .80 lash cap on, then put the belly cover back on. We're working our way back, guys. Let's get it. Alright guys, slowly but surely we're making progress. Guess we need to get everything back in order. Didn't have no glue on. Next thing, it's gonna be that bottom pulley. Let me get it. I'll kick you back in. Well, looking at this, we're moving on. But to put that on, I also seen that if you want to put it on easy, you put some heat to it. That's what we gonna do. Let's do this. Got it right here. Let's get this up. Sitting up here. Heat it up. Of course, another fans a little bit. Give me some gloves, and I'm gonna kick you back in. Sitting in there pretty good. Wind up. First thing we're gonna do is get that air conditioning belt on, and we'll work on the water pump. Let's get it. Well, hot dog. We getting there. Water pump next. Let's get it. Alright guys. Gotta put this latch cap on so we can throw this valley cover back on. That's the piston. Comes the high volume fuel pump. LT1 takes the 060. This one's gonna get 080. 0.80. Let's get that right. Alright. Let's get it. Alright guys, I actually had to do the test for the high volume fuel pump. I put a 0.8 lash, you turn it to the shaft, it's all the way up, which I showed y'all was in there. You turn the crank until that's all the way up. Put your finger on it and you can tell. You turn it over a couple times, you shouldn't miss. So once you get that all the way up, you have to take your high volume fuel pump, put it on there, take this off. You just pull this off, it comes right off, and you set that on there, and you have to hand tighten these on each side with your, not with your hand, basically you just screw it on with this. You hand tighten them both sides, turn this, turn that, and you do it till it's even. It has to go all the way flush in order for it to work. If it doesn't go flush, you got some clearance problems, and you'll pop these heads right off the top of it. So you have to make sure that is a vital thing to do. So with that, now that I know I hand tightened it down and it did fit, so my last cap is on now. What we're gonna do, go ahead and start putting them in. I'm going to set that there. In the meantime, we're going to snug down the top so I can start tightening it down in sequence. Torque specs for your valley cover is first pass 11, second pass 22. You start by getting them down. Now, let's get them torqued. First pass 11. All right, next pass, 22. All right, and our fuel pump needs to be torqued down to 18. Foot-pounds. Right. Let's get it. All right, guys. This is something that has to happen next so I can continue on. Some valve covers. Y'all know what it is. But I gotta cut these off. This, and this. Just shim them so we can have some clearance for intake. It's a later on job. We gotta make it happen. So in the meantime, let's get it. Get the rest. Uh-oh. smoothed out, get to the next one. Of course, we gotta clean all this up. Let's get it. Alright guys, we can't put the fuel rails back in until we get the injectors in, and I haven't switched them over yet to the LT4s. We'll get to that. In the meantime, I guess we could put our valve covers back on. Yep. It'll work just fine. Let me get the torque specs on that and I'll cut you back on. Alright, so that torque specs is 89 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds, which basically breaks down to 7.08 foot-pounds. So, let's get our valve cover bag, get them on. Let's get it. All right, got them all torqued down, 89 inch-pounds. Looking good. Valve covers on. Waiting for my spark plugs to get here. Got to get the NKGs, some special ones for this motor. All right, let's get it. Alright guys, we finally got this stinking water pump on. It's a pain in the butt. Make sure you hit that connection. And there's one hiding back there. You can't see. But he's right behind there, up under there. Attached with a hose coming up from the back of the water pump. We got him on. Alright, let's get it. Alright guys, table's getting less and less with supercharger parts. We gotta keep it moving. Next, we gotta put some blue on these 242 Loctite, which is gonna go for this bracket over here. We gotta put this on. Set him at the bottom. Be sitting just like that. Like that. Let me get that right. Yeah, that's it. So let's get some Loctite on them bolts. Let's get it. It's going right there. Front of the motor. Right there. Let's get it. Alright, now we need to put this bottom tensioner on. It's just a pulley wheel for the most part. This bottom one is what we're going to add. This ground screw that we took off. Let's put it on. Yeah, he'll work right there. Pain in the butt to start. All right. Guys, it's telling us get those bolts on, got it, ground, got it. All right, let's hit to the next one. All right, they said the large rib goes here, the smooth one goes here. Goes in the red area, but I don't see that one yet. So let's get these pulled down to where they're supposed to be. 25 pounds on torque. We'll just get them down for now. Let's get them torqued down to 25. All right, 25 pounds. Let's see. Right there. Had to turn them a little bit. Let's find out where this other pulley goes. All right, find out where it goes. Right over here next to his brother. Let's get him on. 5-pound torque it is. Alright, let's get it. Alright guys, we gotta get these old LT1s switched out with the new ones. Getting these out ain't exactly the easiest in the world. Hey, gotta work with it. Pull them clips off. Some funny little ends in there. Stick the hook in there, pull it up, pull it out. Put a little oil on the tip of this, slide him in. Alright, it's a little work on this. I'll kick you back on. Let's get it. Get them all in. Make sure them are locked inside that square. Each one of them. You don't want them popping out. 72 pounds of pressure. All right, let's get it. Alright guys, it looks just about everything. Got the radiator back in, fan hooked up, all the belts on, and just put some plugs in the intake. And I think I'm gonna do a little something different. If I just throw this intake on here with these plugs and plug wires, it'd be ready to fire up, but I did do the LT2 conversion and it ran nice. More of a top end, ran like a champ. But I got a surprise for y'all. I ain't gonna do it on this one. stay tuned. Let's get it.